Hi all, happy Monday. I know it's been a bit of an unusual week last week, and so we're moving into a brand new week with new energy. Wanted to do a quick reading with different cards. We've got some numerology, we've got some angel cards, and some light seers tarot to get a bit of a feel. Hopefully that'll resonate with everybody. So for our collective mind space, just hopping right in, we have the card of compassion, which is a 99, comes out to a 9 no matter which way we add it up. And that's compassion as we go through and close out karmic cycles. Coupled with the King of Swords, yeah, some of us are going to be making some decisions, setting some boundaries, getting very clear in what it is that we would like to see more of and what it is that is no longer serving, and having no problem in cutting that out. But we're being asked to do that with compassion. So that's what's in our collective mind space. In our collective heart space, we have 87, which comes out to a 4, synchronicity, and that is coupled with the 10 of Wands. Okay, so 10 of Wands is speaking to the long, heavy, burdensome, feels like work type of journey that many of us have been experiencing. This can be spiritual, this can be mental, physical, this can be our current reality, what we felt that we've gone through, our own trials and tribulations. Like, everyone has experienced this in their own way. Everyone has grown through and evolved through what we've experienced as a collective as well. And so we're being asked to see how far we've come individually and to take note of the synchronicities around us. I love this card because I like to hear other people's signs and synchronicities that they experience, whether it's numbers, or for some people it's dimes, it's pennies, feathers, full names, letters, even images. So whatever it is that keeps showing itself to you is the universe speaking through you. And almost like mini tests to see just how aware and open you are to that additional assistance in carrying that heavy load. So there's no wrong way to respond to the synchronicities that show themselves to you, which can be reassuring, because a lot of times I've been there. I've been like, all right, I've seen 777 3 times this morning. What does it mean? What am I being told? It's okay to not know. What's cool is that we get to recognize that it happens. Like, even if we just say, hey, I got it. Saw it. Thanks, universe. Saw it. I know it's all going to piece itself together. I'm going to keep researching. I'm going to keep tuning in to see what this means, or seeing what sort of feelings come up around those type of synchronicities so that I can better learn what they mean for me. So here in our heart spaces, honestly, the journey it's been long, and the journey never ends. That's why we're here. And yet we are supported by seen and unseen, and there are going to be signs and synchronicities along the way. Remember how far we've come, and release any heaviness, grief, anger, resentment that's ready to be released in this moment in time, to lighten the load. Okay, then for our collective action, we have physical activity, 67, so that is a 4. And that makes a lot of sense in terms of moving energy. When we move our bodies, we move energy. So it can be any way, shape, or form, whatever feels right for you. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul. You can start small with baby steps. But because it's coupled with the 3 of Cups, I feel like what may be most helpful is to definitely do something you enjoy. All right. Maybe consider something you used to enjoy in the past, because this can also be kind of like a card of remembrance. So perhaps there was an old hobby that, like karate or yoga, or a sport that you used to enjoy, and like now you're remembering, hey, this is how we used to warm up for it. Maybe I'll try a little of that at home safely, you know what I mean? Whatever feels good for you. And also in this card, there's people who love you, people who are in your corner, people who lift you up and who feel good, who feel like sunshine, who are of the same frequency and vibration as you. And so this together can speak to doing something like that together. Maybe going for a walk on the bike path with an old friend or something like that could be very healing for both of you, energetically and in the heart space. Yes, I love it. So we have, for the overall energy was a little different. We had 56, which is an 11, which is 2, relationship change. This can be in all arenas, right? This can even be our relationship with our higher power within ourselves. It can certainly be relationship changes in terms of the way that they've been going. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to cut people out, but maybe there is a need for some boundaries, for some truths to be spoken compassionately. I do feel that, especially because it is coupled with the 7 of Swords. This card has been wanting to be seen for a while, and it has a few different meanings. Yet, one of my favorite interpretations is that the universe reveals intentions. So someone's intentions may have been revealed to you. It might have been surprising, or it might not have, yet it could have led to some type of need to adjust the relationship. And that can be with anyone in our lives, right? And that's when we sort of know, we're like, oh, that didn't quite sit right. That didn't feel good for my soul or in alignment with who I am and who I'm becoming in this moment in time. And so this can be like a card of betrayal, but I don't want to take it quite that far, because I feel like in general, most of us are not out there to hurt one another. And I think a lot of people are actually more vigilant than we give them credit for. Yet at the same time, I feel like it speaks more to just being shown what it is that we needed to see in regards to other people's intentions, their true intentions. So sometimes we're in friendships and relationships that are very transactional, and it can feel after a while like, is this balanced? Is this fair? And maybe is this actually serving, kind of thing? Okay. And like, is this person coming from a place where they're only serving self, or are they truly interested in creating something together? So that's a really good question to ask of yourself when you're kind of developing these relationships or reevaluating them in your life. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean cutting people out, closing them off, but it can mean knowing when you need to set a boundary, or just how much of yourself you truly would like to share with that person moving forward. So that's kind of intense. But then the overall for us in general, we have self-discipline. I feel like that's a great overarching energy. It definitely speaks to all areas of our life where we can have self-discipline. We're being asked to have self-discipline in how we think about situations, people, places, and things, because to have compassion requires a lot of self-discipline. It requires a lot of reflection inwards, and it requires really taking the time to see where the other person is coming from without justifying it, just simply having compassion for the situation. Self-discipline as well in terms of being aware of the signs, symbols, messages that are coming your way, and continuing working on your own practice, continuing to develop your own intuition, to learn what those are meaning for you. Self-discipline in terms of physical activity, moving the body to move the energy. To have stagnant energy means that it's going to accumulate somewhere and present itself somehow. And we would like for energy to be in a constant state of flow. So physical movement really helps us with that. A daily small form of physical movement is awesome, but whatever feels good to you, wherever it feels good and authentic to start, ideally something you'll enjoy, right? The other overarching energy here is the Empress card, which really also feels like, oh, we're all in this together, and when we get really grounded and centered in ourselves, we can help support one another on this path. We can support our planet better. We can really take care of one another from a better space when we are truly having our energy flow with ease. We've set our boundaries. We've released what no longer serves. We're surrounding ourselves with others who help to lift us up. So yeah, the Empress has everything that she needs. And again, this is for men, this is for women, this is for everyone. Basically, we have what we need within us. It's just allowing that to come forth in a way that feels right, and releasing any of the old limiting beliefs about that. And then from the daily guidance from our angels, the card that came out was, what do you desire? Which is very helpful in terms of setting our visions for the coming year and our manifestations. What is it that we truly desire? And let's think of it in terms of emotions, like, I would like more ease in my day, more grace to be able to handle whatever challenges come my way, more strength, so that I always know that I'm always going to continue doing the best that I can. And the other two cards that came out from this deck and wanted to be seen were relationship again. So we have relationship on here twice, and there's nothing to worry about. My favorite card in this deck. There's nothing to worry about. So that message is really lovely and a great reminder to work with your teams, work with your spirituality, work with yourself, and know that we're provided for in ways that we can't even witness. Yet let's stay open to the signs around us, because that's how the universe speaks to us. The relationship card does ask for us to be even further open to the divine within and to source. So I hope that this is helpful for you in the week moving ahead. Wishing you the absolute best, the absolute highest and best. Prayers for grace, joy, ease, bliss, and abundance for all sentient beings. Much love.